Welcome to Under the Lights podcast with Ash and Roy. They bring you straight into the stories of the Western world's toughest and most talented, legendary horsemen, elite rodeo athletes, and powerhouse musicians. No fluff, no filters, just real conversation about the grit, the setbacks, and the breakthroughs that build these icons. Ash and Roy take you behind the scenes, under the lights, to hear what it really took to get there. If you live the Western lifestyle or just respect the grind, this one's for you. Kick back, crack a cold one, and enjoy the show. Well,
hey everyone, welcome to Under the Lights with Ash and Roy. We are so excited to introduce finally a musician with us for our explorations, right? Roy, this is Jayson Arendt. Jayson, thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot.
We're really excited to have you. A lot of people may recognize your name from this season, season 24, I believe, of American Idol. But beyond American Idol, you've got a huge accolade between the athletics and all sorts of things before becoming a musician. Before I get into any questions, I'm going to throw just a quick bio out there. You were an athlete, baseball player with the University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
Yes, UNCW at the beach in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to asking you all about it. Now, currently with the Texas Tailgaters, correct?
That's right.
And you're in Texas. Where are you right now getting ready to play?
Right now we're in Savannah, so we have our mid-season tournament that determines the guaranteed spot into the playoffs this year. And our first game of that tournament is tonight at 7 o'clock.
Wonderful.
So batting practice starts here in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
We're getting ready.
So we're going to literally kickfire this, but we're here for it. You have become a really huge piece of social media, and it's been absolutely awesome to see you grow. Your music is the Western lifestyle, which is what Rory and I really live and breathe for. So you are with the Texas Tailgaters currently. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so our team the entire organization is based out of Savannah, but each team represents something different, whether it's a brand or like the firefighters represent all firefighters. And then for us, we represent Texas and tailgaters, especially anybody who goes to a game and decides they want to have a good time. So that's kind of our goal is to every game we play is to entertain fans as if they're at a tailgate before every game, after every game, during every game. So
that's awesome. So I've never been to Banana Ball League, right? Excuse me. But it's crazy. I mean, how do y'all practice? Like you change things up every night, or do you the same thing for like the series?
So we actually do different things every single game. So we have a plan each time of like all the different things we're going to do in every single game, which could be anything from entertainment before the game to entertainment during the game to entertainment after the game. Everything's different. Now the gameplay itself, whatever happens, happens. I mean, it's true competition baseball. We kind of get after it, and whoever wins, wins, and whatever happens, happens. But we do all of our entertainment stuff as a if-then basis. So like if this happens, we're going to do this. And so we prepare kind of assuming typically how baseball games go. Like there's going to be a strikeout. There's going to be a home run probably. One team's going to win. One team's going to score, like all those kind of things. And we just plan based around that.
Is there ever any fights like charging them out for real?
No, nothing like that. Because we know, even though we're all trying to win, the main goal is to entertain the fans. So we try not to put ourselves in the center of the meaning for any of that kind of stuff. Trust me, it gets heated up.
Yeah.
I mean, the tempers do flare at times, but we always have to kind of push that down because it's not the important part of the game.
Jayson, let's back up a little bit. You're a North Carolina native. Let's tell us a little bit about growing up. And did you come from a musical family?
So growing up in North Carolina, there was no music in my family at all, but we grew up just country music was always playing, whether it was on the radio in the truck or it was on the radio at the house. It was always something going on. My brother and I, were very just outdoorsy kids. I mean, we would fish all the time, always playing wiffle ball, always shooting basketball somewhere. So there was always country music on the radio and sports of some sort or outdoors going on. So we grew up just kind of like being out and just experiencing life as much as we could, which really helped when we grew older, because getting into high school, we kind of felt like we were a step ahead almost, just as doing that as long as we did. So it was honestly some of the best years of my life growing up in Fuquay, because even though there's, to some people, not much to do, for us there's so much to do.
Yeah. And now you get the best of both worlds. You get baseball and singing. I know we got limited time, so I'm going to ask you real quick. So, singing wise, if you had to collaborate with anybody, who would it be?
Well, one of my all-time favorites is Travis Tritt. I've listened to him since I was a kid and all the way through, and he's awesome. He doesn't tour too much anymore, but he's phenomenal, and his band's great. And that's one of those like all-time things for me, is like Travis Tritt would be sick.
Yeah.
That would.
I love Parker McCollum. Parker McCollum's awesome as a person and as an artist. He's great, and his shows are freaking great. So I've gone to a lot of his shows, and his stuff's really awesome too.
Yeah.
Transitioning from collegiate baseball to the Tailgaters, now with your musical career growing, how did that transition for you? Was it a tough transition? Was it easy?
So my senior year of college was when I started playing with my band, and we would kind of travel around the state and play the night before whatever game I had to go play or whatever. And so whenever we had empty nights, we would go play, and kind of got a little bit of traction from that with putting out music at the same time. And when we lost in the Georgia Regional my senior year, I pretty much hung the cleats up. I was like, I'm done with baseball. I'm so ready to do music full time. And we went out and we did a little bar tour for pretty much an entire summer. And during that time was when the Banana Ball organization kind of realized and saw what I was doing and goes, okay, a team based around some country music would be really, really cool with a guy who does both. And so they reached out, and we kind of both thought it was a really good idea mutually. And so the Texas Tailgaters were born, and we started this team that was based around a country music band. And from there, it's just been off to the races.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's amazing.
Is there an age limit to Banana Ball?
No, I mean, there's no age limit at all, but especially now with this year, they started a draft. So it's not all kind of like hand selected like it used to be. It's a real competitive, cutthroat industry now, and organization, to where there's a lot of guys that were on the teams last year that aren't back this year, just for strict competition level.
Wow.
When you decided, did you have somebody specifically that really pushed you to pursue the American Idol? Or was that something that you've always thought about?
So growing up in Fuquay, Garner, North Carolina, is about 10 minutes down the road. And Scotty McCreery is from Garner.
Yeah.
So when he was on American Idol, it was a huge deal for the entire state, especially our hometowns, because they're so close. And it was a massive thing. So everybody knew about it. And as a guy who loved music my whole life, like I did when I said I was a kid and we were listening to music all the time, it's just something that's kind of been there my whole life. But as an actual musician and singer, it was kind of like later for me. American Idol was always something that was in the back of my head, because I watched a guy from the town over win it. And so it's one of those things that kind of inspires you. It's like, okay, if he can do it, so can I. And so when the opportunity came around, it was something that I jumped on instantly, because I was like, it's something I've watched since I was a kid. I've always wanted to do it. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Is there anything like behind the scenes American Idol that you wish people knew? Like, was there anything that was really surprising when you were doing the recording process?
I'll say I wish they could see all the artists that were there, because there were so many talented singers and just different backgrounds, different types of music there, that it was so cool to see and hear all those different types of music, and all of them being phenomenal and great. It was super special. So I wish that, like, a lot of my friends didn't get to be on the show. They were there, they were on American Idol, but they weren't on TV. And so there's a lot of musicians that didn't get that airtime that I thought were really well deserving and would have been really cool for people to get to see you.
So do they just like you wait and then they take you in and you get to meet the judges and then out? Or
So truthfully, you don't really get you walk in having not met anybody, and they just throw you in the room, and then you do your audition, and whatever happens on that TV stream is what you see. That's exactly what it was. We go in there, we do our thing, we shake their hands, and we walk out, and then that's it. It's over, and you're on to the next round. So like there wasn't much of like a prep at all. It was just kind of like kick them into the room and hope they do well.
Were you nervous? Because you didn't seem nervous.
I'll say this. I was definitely nervous when I started singing, but being in front of people and entertaining and performing is never something that scares me. It's more of a kind of an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So I get really excited when I get to go do stuff like that, like playing on a sold out stage or sold out stadiums in front of this year when we play at Texas A&M, it's 110,000 people. So like those kind of things they light a fire in me, not push me away. So
yeah,
performing is never something I've ever been nervous about.
Try to break George Strait's record down there.
Hey, I might as well.
Where you punched your ticket, let's say, to Hollywood and you went on and moving beyond to the next step. But in your audition, they were able, I watched it back a couple of times, and we're going to link it back to all of our listeners and viewers, but they gave you some advice. And did you feel like it was useful? Were you able to use it? Or was it so crazy blind and it was hard to embrace?
No, so the advice they gave me was actually really good. Luke Bryan gave me some awesome advice, which was to not sing as aggressively and loud as I always had. And that was something that, not coming from a musical family, you just sing. You don't really know what you're doing. And so when he said that, I really dug deeper on that and tried to learn exactly what he was talking about. And I've grown so much since that, just because of a couple of those tips that really changed the stamina of my voice, the purity of my voice, and a lot of just the little things that make a huge difference. So that feedback was great. It's already helped a lot in my career and in my vocal ability.
Yeah. I was listening to your songs there, that Staring Through the Ceiling. That's one of mine. I love that song. You can tell it's a passion and they're like, exactly what you're saying. So
I'm glad you said that, because that is probably by far my favorite song I've ever written. And I think it's the most under listened to one that there is.
Agreed.
So if somebody's out there looking for your music, what's the best way that they can find it?
You can find it on anywhere you stream. So Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, anywhere you stream music, you can find it. All you have to do is look up Jayson Arendt. It'll be right there.
Perfect. Your social media has taken off over the last couple of years. And really, some of your covers are some of the most fun for me to watch and enjoy. I have to tell you, between Vince Gill and George Strait, I don't know which one I love better. But is that a tedious process to you, or do you just truly enjoy it?
So it's pure enjoyment of singing, and most of that's me just kind of going out there and wanting to just sing. And if I hear a song that I really like, that I'm like, oh, I wonder how to play that on guitar, something as simple as that. Then I'll just go out there and I'll mess around with it. And if I feel like I'm like in a flow state of it, I guess I'll just turn the camera on and video it and send it out and see what happens. But a lot of that's just, there's a lot of me playing before that video is ever taken. So it's usually just a little clip of just me sitting out there and messing around most of the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we love Vince Gill, but when you're in Texas, you got to do George Strait.
That's right.
Right, we got to do that. But so you're coming to Billy Bob's. That's pretty exciting to play at Billy Bob's.
When I got the call that I was going to be able to headline Billy Bob's, I remember exactly where I was. I'm in the airport and I'm kind of sitting there, and I got the email, and I'm sitting there next to Travis and a couple of my other buddies. They're Texas guys. And I just kind of like stopped moving, stopped talking, kind of just like looked there. And they both looked at me and were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't think you guys realize what I just got." Like that was the coolest thing. It was one of the biggest bucket list things I had, having known a lot of buddies like Hudson Westbrook and Ty Myers that have gotten the opportunity to do it and sold it out, and how big of a deal it was for me to even get that opportunity was so sick. So
you get to put your hands in the.
That's right. One day I hope to do that. That's right.
That's awesome.
Where else will you be playing in May, this coming May?
So in May, we'll be in College Station on May 1st, and on May 14th, we will be in El Paso. So I'm really excited about those. It's a part of my Banana Ball pregame tour. So when we go to certain cities, the night before our game, my band and I will play at a venue in that town.
Nice.
So the College Station one's awesome because it's right before the Texas A&M football stadium game. So that Friday night, we'll be playing in Northgate, which is really cool. So I'm excited about it. It's the old Hurricane Harry's reopening. So I get to play there that Friday night. I'm really excited about it.
My sweet niece rides for Texas A&M Equestrian. She's a senior, so I'll have to make sure she goes.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
Well, Jayson,
listen, what are your beyond what you're doing? Oh, first I want to know, what's your favorite venue you played at?
So far, I'll tell you this: going to college in Wilmington, North Carolina, anytime I go back there, I always have a blast. And so we're playing there this year again, but we played the Bend. It was a brand new kind of like outdoor venue that had a full stage and PA and everything. And we didn't really know what to expect when we got there, but when we played it, we sold over 1,000 tickets and the place was slammed. And it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had with just friends, family of friends of family that showed up, and college baseball fans and UNCW students. And it was this crazy mix of everybody that I'd ever known in college that came to support. And so it was one of the coolest shows I've ever done. And I'm so excited to be back there because it's super special to me just to be there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Why don't I, since we're short on time, I love quick fire questions. I like those crazy, goofy questions. But Roy and I, the whole premise of what we're doing through our podcast is because we love the Once Being lifestyle. Before we get into quick fire, I've got to know, have you ever heard of harness racing or been to a harness racing?
Harness racing, no.
Okay. So that's...
I've been around a lot of equestrian stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I know what harness racing is.
So Roy and I both have a background in harness racing, and we feel like harness racing needs to be merged in the Western lifestyle. So we've got to get you to a track, or maybe you can do the national anthem or something. Would you be up for that?
I'm always up for that.
All right.
Always up for it.
Okay, we're going to move right into quick fires. We won't take up much more of your time. Do you have any superstitions before you hit the stage or before?
I will always drink a zero sugar white Monster Energy before any game, any show, any workout, doesn't matter, every time.
Okay.
I have 2 of them today. It's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day. My favorite movie.
Favorite movie? Pure Country.
Who are you listening to on repeat in the car, headphones, or whatever?
Oh, man. Right now, I'd have to say Mike Ryan. I've been on a Mike Ryan kick like crazy lately.
Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. Favorite cocktail?
Michelob Ultra, even though it's not really a cocktail, but
that's okay. What's your
live and die by it.
You an early bird or a night owl?
Well, due to my job, I kind of have to be a night owl. I don't really get to. I have to wake up early every once in a while too, but playing at night, the adrenaline rush kind of keeps you up a little bit later. So,
who's your biggest cheerleader?
My mom, for sure.
Who's your toughest critic?
My brother, for sure. And I need that. Those are very important.
Yeah. What's your biggest pet peeve?
somebody doesn't stick to their word, for sure.
What was your
Absolutely.
last impulse purchase?
I got some Cayman boots last week, and ooh, that hurt me.
Hopefully airy it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Last one. Name a famous person you'd love to meet.
Travis Tritt. I know I already said that earlier, but Travis Tritt's one of my biggest role models. So that would be insane to be able to meet him and just kind of like talk with him, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's what we need to get you and Braxton Keep together.
That's right. So I have not met Braxton, but I know we have a lot of mutual friends. So
yeah,
that'd be
Braxton,
really cool.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, Jory.
And we're gonna replace your Monster Energy with Reckon Energy. We got it coming out next month. So you gotta try them. We're gonna
10-4. I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. And most importantly, if you're a coffee drinker like we are, Cowpuncher Coffee is our all-time favorite. So,
Cowpuncher Coffee. Alrighty. I hear you.
Thanks,
Jayson, I want to thank you so much for your time. We know that you've got to get on the field right away, so we won't keep you any longer. Just remind everybody where they can find you on socials as well.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Jayson Arendt _. You can find me on TikTok at just Jayson Arendt. And any of my music you can find on any streaming platform. All you got to do is just look up Jayson Arendt.
Awesome. Well, listen, we're going to let you go, but Roy and I are going to stay on just for a few more minutes. So good luck tonight. Thank you for your time. And maybe I'll see you at Texas A&M on May 1st.
Sounds good. We'll see y'all there. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you to our great sponsor, Cowpuncher Coffee. Spur the day. It isn't just a cup. It's a kick in the saddle. Bold, smooth, and built for early mornings and long days. It fuels the kind of determination that gets work done. Rich, flavor without the bitterness. Strong enough for the arena, smooth enough for the porch. Find it at cowpunchercoffee.com.
That was a ton of fun and really, really exciting. We're so thankful for Jayson. We knew he was on a major time crunch. He got us in and got us out of there. But I got to know, Roy, how did you meet him?
I think it might have been 2 years ago. I don't know if he reached out to me or I reached out to him, but I knew he was singing. We were looking for some new artists. And when we're looking for new artists, there's, the Trotter House looking for new artists. I mean, our DMs are just crazy. So either way, we got in touch that way through Instagram, and we just kind of always kept in touch and texting, hey, I'm in the area, whatever. And the funny thing is I have still yet to meet him in person, right?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So he was going to come to Billy Bob's in the Stockyards the other week because he was in Texas. And anyway, the game week got out late and I was going home. So anyway, that's how we got connected.
I am dying to go to one of these games. You haven't been there either, right?
No, it looks like organized chaos.
Yeah.
Can I say that? I mean, that's what it looks like.
It has evolved so incredibly big, and it's such it's really a cool concept that I absolutely love. It was kind of cool to hear from him how competitive it is and how the competition is bigger and greater.
Yeah, I mean, I see it on, what they put on social media. When you see that, you see all the fun antics, right? You see the fun stuff and the trick catches. And I think I seen one of Jayson, he had a pop fly and he took his glove and he how the volleyball players set the ball? Well, he took his glove and popped it up like that. And the other guy caught it behind his back. So that's what I mean. Like, it's really, you go to playoffs and you, it's really competitive, but I don't know. I haven't put it all together yet because you're doing trick shot. Well, what if you miss that? Then you lose. And does your team come back and say, hey, you messed up? So I don't know.
It's like they're the Harlem Globetrotters of the Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's my take on it.
Yeah.
And I thought for a lot of years, it's just fun, but it's serious. It's serious business.
It is. And I love it because it's kind of reviving baseball, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, people, they're selling out stadiums. which is awesome. I mean, let's get the kids off their phones and bring them to a baseball game and let's have fun.
Yeah. I was really blown away when he had spoke a little bit about how the banana ball wanted the Texas tailgaters to be a musically inclined or have some kind of connection there. I did not know that at all. That was really cool to hear.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I always tell people, like, we deal with music artists and everyone's wanting to go to Nashville. I said, well, you go to Nashville. I love Nashville. Like, it's, a cool place to go. But if you're an aspiring artist, they say, oh, Nashville, well, you're just going to get lost as you'll just be another number, right? If you really want to break into country music, come to Texas, make Texas fall in love with you. And I think it was a great idea for Texas tailgaters because second biggest state in the lower 48. And when the Texans are with you, you're going to go a long way.
So it's probably realistic to say that, and I think he mentioned this in a little bit more in depth, when they're traveling, you could probably, like, depending on where they're playing, you could look for bars and restaurants and venues around that to go watch him play or see him play and all that stuff too. I wanted to get a little bit deeper into like the American Idol because I know he had just missed the top 30. But his story was kind of iconic because when he came in to do his interview, or that's not an audition, I'm sorry, he brought a lot of the guys with him, which I think was seemed super overwhelming, but it was kind of cool. I was here for it.
Yeah, they even got Luke Bryan up to do a little line dance.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It was so good. I just loved it. We'll link below somewhere, somehow. You guys will see. We'll link out that audition so that you can watch it. But we're just so thankful for Jayson's time. This has been such a fun journey for Roy and I because we really had no expectation, right?
None.
We were just gonna let the wind take us. The other day I posted on social media because we get a lot of questions and a lot of great questions from viewers, fans. One of the first questions that I received was like, where did you come up with this strategy? And I shamelessly linked back the old video from Yellowstone where it was like, F it, like just do it. Like we don't really know what we're doing, but we're just gonna have to figure it out on the fly.
I like it. It's working out really good. We're building and we just have a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's just, two fools trying to have a good time and grow our sport. I think we can get Jayson, maybe shout out to the Hambletonian Society. Maybe Jayson can come in, sing the national anthem at the Hambletonian. But before we get all crazy with that nonsense, we are currently halfway through season 1. It's been an absolute blast. One of the things that I didn't kind of see coming, which is awesome, is we've received a lot of questions. I think sometimes you and I are so immersed in both of our sports, our worlds, that we'll say something and it doesn't always land because somebody doesn't really know. So with that being said, I'd love if maybe producer Brett, if you could join us and kind of read us some of those questions, and then to the best of our ability, we can answer them. Is that good with you, Roy?
Sounds perfect.
My girl.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm totally game with that. I have all those questions right here. You guys have gotten a lot of them. And it's been so cool to see the reactions that everybody, all of the different places that you guys post everything. It's been so neat to see the questions that have come through and be able to get them all in a basket for you guys.
Well, thanks. Thank you. So you probably see more of the questions than we do. And I was shocked by the amount of questions. So heck, go for it.
You want me to go for it?
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead and hit us with them.
All right. I'll actually throw a couple of my questions in here too, because I'm new to the sport of harness racing also. So when you guys asked me to do this, I was super excited because my background's rodeo, horses, that type of thing, but I didn't know much about harness racing. I've done things where I did more barrel racing, but I also did a little bit of English also. So I kind of got into that, but not a lot. So I've been super intrigued to listen to all of you guys' interviews and all the stuff that you've had on here. So I just have to say ahead of time, thank you guys for having me do this for your podcast, because I've learned a lot from all of the people that you've brought on as well. So, and music is my background. So it was cool to see Jayson.
And we're going to bring you out to a big race.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited to see everything in person. I've never actually been on a racetrack. So that I'm super excited. New experiences, that's the one thing nobody can ever take away from you is experiences. And I absolutely love that you guys are willing to bring me out there. I don't know if you're smart for bringing me out there, but I appreciate it.
So we're going to have to put like a big post up, like producer Britt Bailey takes over the Meadowlands racetrack for the Meadowlands Base 2026. All right, Britt, hit us with some questions.
Well, let me go straight into Meadowlands. That was one of the first questions that we got. What are the Meadowlands?
Perfect question. The Meadowlands racetrack is a location in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It is the marquee event for the Hamiltonian, which is like our Kentucky Derby, 3-year-old colt trotters. We, of course, just like the Derby has the Oaks for fillies, we also have the Hamiltonian Oaks. But the Meadowlands is a location in northern New Jersey. The town is East Rutherford. Now, okay, funny, you guys are all gonna think I'm crazy, but this got me because I'm a Midwestern transplant to the East Coast. So the very first time somebody told me to go to the Meadows racetrack, not the Meadowlands, but the Meadows, you have to get off an exit of Meadowlands, Pennsylvania. I was really like, girl, I don't even, let me tell you, like driving the truck and trailer. I'm like, wait, did I screw this up? Like, did I just drive 7.5 hours the wrong track? So good question. The Meadowlands is in East Rutherford in northern New Jersey.
Okay. This kind of goes into what you were just saying and talking about the races. Do they run mares, fillies, or geldings, ages and classes? So like, how is it all run?
Right. Start with that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, a tough question and complex question. When you're dealing with stake races, like stake races are big money that you pay into. Like the Hamiltonian can host, it's for 3-year-olds, but it can host colts and fillies. They can race together. Now the Hamiltonian Oaks, only fillies can race in that.
Yes.
Right. And like we have another race called the Little Brown Jug for 3-year-old pacers. We have pacers, trotters, different gates. Both can go in there. But they also have only colts, only fillies, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're looking at older horses or like they call overnight events, this can go deep because you get into condition races. But anyway, fillies, colts, mares, horses can all race together. So it depends what race you're going into, determines who can race in there.
No room for geldings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, we got no geldings, but studs in there too, right?
Yeah. Okay. We're really bad because we'll say colt, and that just like for us, it's like lingo for the male species of horse, and like whether they're a gelding or a stud, we don't care. Okay. So we're kind of like, I know that's a bad thing for me. I do that a lot. I think it's important too, while you bring this up. So harness horses, the breed is standardbred breed. Okay. And typically they start racing later in their 2-year-old year. We do have limits on how often those 2-year-olds can race. People are pretty conservative, especially stakes horses. And a standardbred will, I'm going to say this is very rare to be outside of, that horse will not race more than one time a week.
Oh, okay.
So you might go to a racetrack, you'll see the first race is 10 on the field. That horse will not race the rest of the day. That horse goes on after he races, he gets bathed and he's done. He may race the following week, usually 2 weeks, depending on what they're heading to. But I always felt like that was a big misconception, that the horses there race multiple times. They do not. They only race one time. We have one race that's heat racing, where they actually do race twice. And this might actually lead to, I think this is a question I got, was the Little Brown Jug in Ohio. The Little Brown Jug does have heat racing. So they will race twice in that day.
Okay. And so that was the question. So I'm going to continue on with that. So you said that colts, now how do you guys range your age? This is a question for myself, just because in my world, I call everything ponies, even though they're a full grown horse. So it's kind of the lingo of the sport that you're in. So my question is, when you talk colts and fillies, what age range do you cut that off on to then go into an actual horse range in your sport?
So,
January 1st.
Yeah, but 2 and 3 year olds.
2 and 3 year olds are still colts and fillies.
Colts and fillies. Then 4 years old is mare and horse or gelding, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no matter what their birthday is, we use January 1st as their transition year.
Okay.
So whether you've got a February foal or a July foal, it gets a little tough there, because January 1st, their age changes. But yeah, 2 3-year-olds are fillies, and then 4-year-olds in horse harness racing. 2-year-olds typically only race against 2-year-olds.
Okay.
3-year-olds only race against 3-year-olds most of the time. And then once you're a 4-year-old, you're considered an aged horse.
Oh.
So your 4 and up stakes, you might have, like, perfect example. Let's go back to, we spoke with Mark Weaver, and foiled again, the richest standardbred in harness racing history, was an aged pacer as a 9-year-old, when Mark Weaver's other stallion was a 4-year-old making his debut as an aged horse.
Oh.
So that's toughest of the toughest. That's your NFR horses, your battle of the big guys. And there's a learning curve when you're a rookie. So that would be his rookie year as an aged horse. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. It's very interesting. That's lots of rules.
Girl, let me tell you, I'm still figuring them out.
Like Australian football. They just make them up as they go sometimes, I think.
It feels like it. It feels like it. If you don't know any better, you're like, wait, what? Yeah. Yeah.
So that leads me back to this question that came in of, why do they call it the jug? This must be the one that you saw too. And why is it so special?
I can't really tell you where it came from, Little Brown Jug. Do you know, Ashley? Like where
I don't listen. I don't remember, and I'm embarrassed to do that. Maybe we'll have to have producer Brett Google it, because it is an iconic race.
Before.
Yeah. Could you Google it while we're chitty chatting? The Little Brown Jug is located at the Little Brown Jug race is the marquee race of the Delaware County Fairgrounds, located right outside of Columbus, Ohio. That is an event that has been marqueed for a lot of years. You'll answer it with the Google search, but it is an event that yields 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people annually. Wow. When you go, you will see that the chain link fence around that half-mile track has chairs locked to it. And they lock their chairs to that fencing so that when they come back the following year, they've got a seat along the rail so that they don't have to pay admission to the big grandstand, which houses I think easily 25 or 30,000. But it's on top of being a marquee race, they typically have like 20 races on the day. They've got 2-year-old sire stakes, they've got 3-year-old sire stakes, fillies, mares. They've got everything that you could see on a normal month of racing everywhere else. They do in one day specifically. But they also have the fillies race on the Wednesday before. So the Little Brown Jug is always held on the third Thursday of every September.
Yeah.
The Jugette for the fillies is held on the Wednesday. So the third week of every September, no matter how it falls, is the Jugette and the Jug. And what's really, really cool is when you go, the parking spots sell out like years in advance for campers and camping, RVs and hookups. And when you do that, when you buy an RV hookup, you're literally parked between the two barns that are specifically meant for those horses. And it's open to the public during the day. Now at night there's security. It's super, super cautious, but it's literally like it's preserved in the age of what harness racing really was back in the 70s and 80s. It's a blast from the past with like a cool new feel. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Yeah, it's so Little Brown Jug Week starts Sunday to Thursday, ends with the Little Brown Jug, and everyone brings their own coolers, right? It's BYOB.
Yep.
And I mean, the whole town shuts down. There's no school.
Kids don't go to school.
Everything shuts down. Even the Amish come out, bring their, beer. I mean, it's just a party.
The coolers and the buggies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah.
And as much as we're glorifying the Little Brown Jug, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. And Mark Weaver likes the heat racing. I don't like it, right? Because I've been there when it's been 100 degrees. And hey, have the eliminations at Scioto or whatever, get a final, however you can do it. And I've seen, like Ashley said, it was such a fun day, right? I mean, it's one of the biggest parties, a fun day at the Jug. But now we don't see the best 3-year-olds going there because they have to have heat races. They have, and if you draw outside twice, I think we talked about that before, you have no shot. I mean, it's just the Little Brown Jug. And, this is Ashley's show and I'm co-host and it's our platform. So I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Do something. Little Brown Jug Society, do something different to keep your people there because your numbers are starting to decline. The quality of horses coming there is starting to decline. If that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what is. I love the Jug. I want to see it preserved and I want to see it flourish. Do something different.
Roy, you bring up an incredible point because a lot of the public doesn't know is how much we protect our horses. And heat racing can be difficult. Now, back years ago, the Hambletonian was also heat racing. They've changed back to non-heat. When I say heat racing, it's like multiple races on the day. They changed that. They went to eliminations a week prior so that you don't overextend these animals and you do get to see the best of the best on that day. Now, there was a little stint in there a couple of years ago where the owner of the Meadowlands racetrack, he wanted to bring back heat racing. He got a lot of pushback on it, so he went back to regular. I don't know all the details, but we no longer heat race there. But I'm with you, Roy. I have to be totally honest with you. I love the Little Brown Jug too. What I would love to see is if we are racing the week of the Little Brown Jug, those horses typically come in the week prior anyway. Yeah. Why do we not have Sunday first heat for the fillies and colts on the same day?
Yeah.
That way people come in, they're there anyway to see those great horses. And then they've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday off Fillies come back for their final on Wednesday, or we run both final. I mean, we don't really get a say so, but this is what I would love to see. Other thing I would love to see, this is kind of crazy. We used to have a big ass party on the back side of the Little Brown Jug the night of Wednesday evening. Could you imagine if like Cowboy Lifestyle Network or somebody came in and they hosted like their caliber a party, like just some area came in and had a party. Like if they had that type of caliber that evening, you could bring in so many people. You could sell tickets. We could kick a percentage back to retired horses, new vocations, all these organizations that do incredible things behind the scenes. But back to Rory's point, Rory's right. We are seeing a decline in participation on the horses side and people coming in. Perfect example, Captain Treacherous.
Yeah.
My husband drove an incredible 3-year-old. Now it feels like a lot of years ago. I think it was 2015. It was a 3-year-old. They chose to not go to the Little Brown Jug. I don't know why. I'm not going to give like insider information because I don't really know why. But heat racing is hard. And when you've got a very difficult road ahead, because now this horse in September still has to go to Lexington for Grand Circuit. He's got to go to the Breeders' Crown eliminations, the Breeders' Crown finals, the TVGs, the Messenger. They still have a long road. And so when you're preserving your super and being really careful, you've got to sort of miss something. And so it's kind of become, I don't want to say trendy, but they're missing the Little Brown Jug.
Yeah. And I think Britt knows Cowboy. That's a great idea with Cowboy Lifestyle Network, right? They put on great parties.
I do.
Yeah.
And Britt, I think they would be open for it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I'm going to call out the Jug Society. They're not.
Well, we don't know yet.
Well, we don't know yet. Well, I'm saying Little Brown Jug Society, here's your chance to step up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So Brett, producer Brett, if I'll tell you what, honestly, genuinely in my heart of hearts, like if we had some type of opportunity or partnership or something like that, man, I'll get a hold of anybody I need to get a hold of. And I'd love, like, my heart says that is what we need. That would be so much fun.
And you talk about a crossover, Cowboy Lifestyle Network and the Jug, right?
Yeah. And then Cavenders, call me and we'll get everybody nice hats. Yeah. Okay, then this is really, really fun, but I could go all day.
Well, the neat thing is that, yes, well, I know those guys have wanted to come on and talk with you guys also on your podcast. I know you guys have a awesome, huge list of people that have been interested in being in this podcast since they've started to see these come out. And so it's just really cool to see on my backside here of the amount of people that have come up and stepped up and like even messaged me and been like, hey, this is really cool. I heard that you know these guys. So like, I love that this is a great way to invite people into different disciplines of the country lifestyle, truly. And okay, so you asked me to look up the Little Brown Jug. So I thought this was very interesting because instead of just going to straight Google, we love AI and we don't like AI. So according to ChatGPT, this name actually comes from a song, not a trophy.
I was thinking because I know there's a song. They play it.
Yeah, it's a little old folk tune. It was popular back in the 1900s, but the race started in 1946. And it wanted to capture county fair, working class, and beer in the jug down home vibe. That's what it was.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew it was a song, but I didn't know that's where it came from.
I love this stuff. Like I love this nonsense stuff. Did we answer that question?
I think you answered that question fantastically. And we've got a lot more questions. I know we're getting about to the end of our time here. And I think we'll pull some of these in and do some more questions because I think there's a lot of people that really do want to know more from the questions that I've seen come in anyway. The people do really want to know more into this. And I think the more comfortable people get with the different disciplines in the lifestyle, whether it be harness racing, country music, rodeo, all of that, and all of the people that you guys are bringing together for this. I think there's even going to be more questions, which I love this with you guys kind of coming in and letting everybody know, because sometimes when you're just in the podcast, you're just in it. And now people can learn a little bit more. Blind bridle. Right. Well, and that's one of those things. Do the harness horses run with a blind bridle or no?
Yeah.
So it's not necessary. Like, it's not obligatory.
No, they can. And then we got a thing called a Murphy and a head pole. We'll talk about that on its own podcast.
One of these times you guys are just, well, maybe when I come out there, we'll have to go to the barn and we'll do a Facebook Live.
Yeah. Show and tell.
Yes. So, well, I got a guy, so we can do that. But awesome. Yeah. Thank you to all of our viewers and listeners. I'm blown away at the following, at the viewership. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So feel free to always reach out with your questions, because this is really the whole goal, is just to share, two idiots sharing what they know. So you share back what y'all know, and then we can have a good time with it. Well, Brett, do you have, I think right there, that's probably good enough. And then we'll probably wrap up this season with some more questions moving forward. Thanks, producer Brett. We appreciate you. Before we kick off, Roy, you were recently at an event that I have always wanted to attend, and that's the Hondo Rodeo. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Hondo Rodeo Fest is my first one last November out in Phoenix, and they put on $1 million rodeo followed by an unbelievable concert series Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this past weekend I was in New Orleans at the Superdome, and you talk about rodeo stars, we're talking about Stetler Wright and Jackie Hobbs Crawford, and I mean the list goes on and on. Riley Webb, and I think the first night it was Leonard Skinner, Jason Aldean. The next night we had Old Dominion and Cody Johnson.
Wow.
And it ended with Bailey Zimmerman and Creed. So you have $1 million rodeo every day, followed by the concert. And I mean, just great people. Cowboy Lifestyle Network, really good friends of mine. They were there, great people to hang out with. And we need to get them and get Cowboy Lifestyle Network. But anyway, Hondo's coming to Phoenix again in November, and then a new one in Tampa in February. So I know y'all ain't racing.
February is a good time for harness racing drivers.
Yeah, y'all got snow up there. So I'm thinking y'all need to plan that trip.
That would be amazing. I just feel like the production of what they do is so cohesive with the world that we are today, and a lot of people have said to me, they're like, listen, times are changing, people are different. And one of the things that I really hope that harness racing can do in the future is make that change and make that growth. Because at this point, we're like America's best kept secret. And I really think if people had I hate to say their name again, and I didn't even mean to do that, but if you had an entity like the Cowboy Lifestyle Network come in, and I understand that racetrack management, it's very, very, very difficult to do what they do currently, and it's time consuming and it's hard, and they're strapped for money and personnel, and so having another maybe entity come in and say, listen, you deal with the racetrack, we'll deal with the apron in front of the racetrack, and we'll have a party. To me, that's like a win-win. That's kind of why I thought of it, like with the Little Brown Jug. It would just be so much fun and so easy. But yeah, that's amazing.
All goes hand in hand. Tailgating, entertainment, music. And like I said before, I don't know why the Hamiltonian Lexington, all these big tracks don't have big concerts after. Let people tailgate, come into the track, bet horses, get exposed to it, and then let's have a concert afterwards.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, again, just to circle back, Jayson was incredible today. We knew he was on a major time crunch, and the fact that he even slipped us in there is super, super appreciated. So Jayson, if you're listening later on, hats off to you. We're sending you the best. From here forward, now we've got to go to a Texas Tailgaters game. And it sounds like a blast. But Roy, I just want to tell you, thanks for doing this with me, because I would have not done it by myself. And I'm still nervous to do it every time we record. But thanks again for being a good co-host.
Well, thanks for having me. I look forward to this. It's a lot of fun. You and Britt and all of us, I think we make a good team, and hopefully we reach some people and get them coming over to the harness world, and harness world coming to the rodeo world.
Perfect, because I know that I will be at the NFR in December as always, and now I'm going to be at the Hondo in Tampa in February. So harness racing people don't take vacations, but maybe it's like a vacation if there's a rodeo. So.
You better tell Timmy right now.
I'll just book it. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'll just book it. Good. Well, thank you very much to all of our listeners. Most importantly, thank you for our partner at Cowpuncher Coffee. We're so thankful for them. They stuck their neck out on the line when we were just kind of coming up with the concept. If you haven't tried their coffee, remind us again what your favorite one is, Roy.
I like the blueberry.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's so crazy. I love the blueberry, but I like the pignon. That was my favorite. So for anybody that's purchasing from cowpuncher.com, give those a try. If you don't want to try those specifically, get the 12-pack, because that's a way better way to go anyway. So thanks again for joining us. We appreciate everyone's time. Roy, thanks again, and we'll see y'all soon.
See ya.
That was another episode of Under the Lights with Ash and Roy. Thank you to the sponsors and Cowpuncher Coffee for this episode. Whether you're headed home from the arena or just getting your day started, we're glad you spent some time with us. Around here, it's all about the stories behind the grind. We want you to be part of the story too. So comment, connect, and follow right here on this platform. And don't miss a hoofbeat. Wherever life's got you riding, stay tough, stay true, and we'll meet you right back here next time, Under the Lights with Ash and Roy.